Hi everybody, this is Wendy and Dustin.
Cuckoo.
And we are back for another Math Monday. And in this episode we're going to do 2 more questions on the performance Smarter Balance practice test for the math practice for the cat, actually, not the performance. And so we are, Dustin's offered to help me with this, and so here we go. So I'm going to hand the headset over to Dustin. He's going to read the problem, and we're going to go from there.
Hello, I am Dustin.
Okay, don't accidentally. Who's that?
Huh?
What's that say?
That cat's 24 fish. He puts them. Hey, puts them. He puts them, buddy. He puts them into 4 bowls. Each bowl has an equal number of fish. How many fish are in each bowl?
Actually, I think we already answered this one.
Yeah.
Do you remember what it was?
No.
So let's show me how you're going to do that. There's 24 fish, 4 bowls.
Oh, yeah, we already did this.
So what are you
We
doing?
can't draw. We can't draw.
Okay, use big boy words, not baby words.
I can't draw. Fine.
What are you drawing?
3 seconds.
What are you drawing?
3 circles.
Why 3?
Oh, 4. 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4.
Keep going.
Yeah. Okay. If we
Okay, come on.
Influence 1 circle, influence 2 circle, influence 3 circle, influence 4 circle.
Okay, got 4 circles. 24 fish.
24. So 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4. Wait. 4 times 7 equals 20. Ah! 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
So that's 4 times 4.
4. So 16 times 16. Just to make sure of that. Whoa! That was a little bit of craziness.
So that's 16 fish.
16 times. So add 1 more to each. 1, 2. I don't want to count.
Okay, what will that be?
So 4 times 5.
Which is
4 goes to 5. 20.
20. Okay, you gotta have 24.
24. 20.
Right now you've got 20.
5. 1. Just each one gets another 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 4. It's 6 times 4.
Okay, so how many fish is in each one?
6.
6. Okay, now remember what we called that?
No.
It's going backwards, so you're dividing the fish, so that's called division.
Help!
Because you're dividing the fish into 4 groups.
Dixon. That's our dog, Dixon. Yes.
No. No.
She's a bite.
No, she's hippie right now. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Come here.
Come.
Fighting.
And. Ah!
Okay, go to next.
No, not first. Oh. Next. Next. Look at the time on this clock. Really? It's 6. He has to look at this clock. Select time to the. It has to be 64. 4:20. 6:42. 6:42.
Why is that? Because I didn't know you knew how to tell time yet.
Oh, Mrs. Trammell told me. So
So tell me
even though it's close to the 7, if it's not at the number behind it has to be that one.
prior. And then do you know you count by 5s?
Yeah.
So this is 5,
5, 10,
15, 20,
25,
30,
30,
35, 40, and then 41, 42.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, next.
That was actually please.
Okay.
I don't understand
I'll read it
this.
to you. Why are you saying you don't understand? Just because there's a bunch of information?
Yeah.
So, let's read it together. The table shows the number of books in 4 third-grade classrooms. One of the teachers is Tim's teacher, and one of the teachers is Sue's teacher. Mr. Smith has 136 books. Miss Rose has 148. Mr. Brown has 172. Mrs. Lee has 122. Tim's teacher has 26 more books than Sue's teacher. Who is Tim's teacher? That's a good question.
I understand.
So you have to try and figure out. Tim's teacher has 26 more books than Sue's teacher. It's like a mystery.
Who's
You're gonna. What are you thinking? Who is Tim's teacher?
guys, the mouse is squishy. That's why it's going.
The mouse is fine.
It's actually squishy.
It's fine. Okay, who's Tim's teacher? Well, how would you figure it out?
I have no idea.
Not by reading. What are you going to do? Okay, so let's just talk about Mr. Smith and Miss Rose. Okay, right here. Are there 26 more books in Miss Rose's class? How do you know?
So, I know because 20 has to be in the 10s and 1s. And first I didn't do the 10s, I looked at the 1s and I saw that. 6 and 8. 8, it can't equal each other by that. 6 plus 6 does not equal 8. And
Okay.
8 take away 6 does not equal 6.
Okay.
And I just now looked at the tens.
Mm-hmm.
3 plus 2 equals 5. That means it'll be 50 instead of 40.
Okay. So it has to be a difference of 26. So stay here. Okay, so what's another possibility then?
So 26. Miss Smith has the most. 26 more. No, these are 26 more.
Than Miss Smith. None of them have 26 more than Miss Smith?
Yes.
Okay, well then, who's the other teacher that doesn't have very many?
The two highest are those two.
Okay, so who doesn't have very many then? What about Miss Lee?
Miss Lee has the west.
Okay.
The west.
The least.
The least.
Okay, so what if you add 26 to hers?
Mrs. Lee's?
Yeah, so what if you added 26 to Mrs. Lee's? What would you get? Would you do that? Show me.
48. No, 148.
Is there a teacher that has 148?
No.
There's not?
Oh, yes, there is.
Okay.
Mrs. Wells.
So Tim's teacher has 26 more books than Sue's teacher.
Who's Sue's?
Who is Tim's teacher?
I have no idea who's Sue's.
Well, who has 26 more books than another teacher? What two teachers have 26 more books?
Well, 26 plus that one would be the same amount as that one.
Okay, so who are the two teachers?
Mrs. Wells and Mrs. Lee.
Okay, Mrs. Rose and Mrs. Lee are the two teachers. Tim's teacher has 26 more books than Sue's teacher. So, which one is Tim's, Mrs. Rose or Mrs. Lee? Okay, so you got two people, Tim and Sue. And we don't know who their teacher is, but you have decided that the two teachers that have a difference, one teacher has 26 more books is Miss Rose, right? She has 26 more books than what?
Mrs. Lee.
Than Mrs. Lee.
Oh!
Okay,
Wait,
so
you said earlier, you asked me, is Mrs. Rose height? Wait. Oh, is Mrs. Rose 64 higher than Mrs. Smith?
26 higher.
26 higher, and that would be
Okay.
with Mrs. Rose and Mrs. Lee.
Okay, so who's is Tim's teacher? Tim's teacher has 26 more books.
It's Mrs. Wells.
Are you sure? And who's Sue's teacher?
Mrs. Lee.
Good. Okay, so can you pick the right answer then? Okay. Next. Actually, I think we're about out of time. Can you say goodbye?
Bye.